What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Big Torch, aka C4, Caleb, whatever you want to call me. Long time no see. Got kind of caught up in the season, but we back. We're gonna start pumping out videos. Today we're gonna do like a mukbang, life update, Q&A type of video. We're outside of Highlands Cafe, 14th Street in DC. It's one of my favorite brunch spots. I go here a lot with my teammates. So yeah, let's get into these questions and tell y'all what I've been doing. For those of y'all that don't know why I'm in a sling, tore my labrum, senior shoulder in the middle of the season. At the first time we played UConn at home, me and Terrace Reed, they big center. If y'all watch college basketball, y'all know how big he is, but pause. We were going up for a rebound, and my arm just kind of got tangled up in his. And when he went to like secure the rebound and like snatch, my arm just kind of went with him. So it kind of put my arm in a weird spot, and I ended up tearing my labrum. So the season didn't end up how we wanted it. Not anywhere near how we thought it was going to be, to be honest. But things happen, and towards the end of the year, we got a little bit of momentum in the tournament and tried to still secure NCAA tournament bid, but unfortunately, we fell short in the semis to UConn. Regardless of what happened this season, I feel like I learned a lot about myself, about the team, about what it takes to win, about what it takes for a complete team to buy in and believe in and everything that's going on, so that we can be successful. And I can't wait to bring that into next year. I uploaded an opportunity for a Q&A on my Instagram and my Twitter, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on those and answer the questions that y'all been wanting to ask me. So for the first question, it's from my dog, Steph. She asked, what's my favorite meal on the road? I can't even really think of one, to be honest, but I'll say a good spot that we went to. When we went to Chicago, they had some good food, some good deep dish pizza. Low-key, Milwaukee, when we was playing about Marquette, Milwaukee got some good food too, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know about specific meal, to be honest. What is your off-season workout? This year, I'm a bit limited. I won't be able to do much in the off-season basketball-wise, which is actually a little good for me because I can focus on what I think I need to improve most on: my body, my conditioning, my agility. So in the beginning of the off-season, a lot of it is just going to be running in the sand, running, just anywhere, trying to get better agility, get more agile, so I could be able to, slide my feet better, beat guys off the dribble better. And then once I get back, just working on my ball handling, add some things to my bag, and continuing my shooting. So it'll be a good off season full of work, but as much as I can do. But yeah, that's kind of what my workout's gonna look like. What is your favorite class? I'll say my favorite class that I'm in right now. Thank you. Good strawberry smoothie right here. Good strawberry smoothie. I would say I'm in a biology class called, it's like the biology into like how we think. So like you learn a lot about the brain. Right now we're talking about like CTE and concussions and stuff and how that impacts, sports players, particularly football. But I say other than that, I'm also in this disabilities course where I'm just learning about different type of disabilities, different experiences people have with disabilities. So it's a good course to expand my knowledge and learn about other things that's going on besides just what you typically learn in school, math, history, and all that stuff. So I'll say those are probably my two favorite classes right now. Favorite road trip with the team? Hard to pick out one, to be honest. We all hang out, like every road trip we just in somebody's room playing 2K, listening to music. If I had to pick one, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, so last year, I'm gonna say if I had to pick one, it had to be last year because I got a little story. It was at Providence, and we had went to dinner or whatever. We was walking back from dinner. Me, a couple of my teammates, we stopped at Insomnia to get some cookies, and a Providence fan spotted us and came in and just screamed F. Ed Cooley. And that was like almost like it was my first time at Providence my freshman year, so it was kind of like okay, like I knew they didn't like bro, but they really don't like bro. So that was just kind of something interesting that happened while we was on the road, and gave us a little bit of fuel for that game the next day. Looking forward to your junior year at Georgetown, Caleb. How's your shoulder rehab plan coming along? I have a torn labrum too, and admire your ability to play through it this year. Well, I appreciate it, and my shoulder, it's doing all right. Honestly, the first few days after surgery was when it was like the worst pain-wise. Um, Once that nerve block wore off, it hurt pretty bad. Sure, right now it's there. It's now I'm at a stage where the pain is there and it's constant, but it's nothing like unbearable. So, I mean, I'm able to do everything that I would want to do on my own for the most part. But I still can't I finally am able to take full showers without have to wrapping it up because they took the stitches out. So yeah, I'm just taking it day by day, but now the rehab has been coming along pretty well, and we'll get really locked in on the rehab when I get out the sling in about 2 weeks. So that's when it'll really start to pick up. What's the story behind your PG County tattoo? I'm from PG. I grew up in Upper Marlboro, lived in Bowie for some time, lived in Oxon Hill for some time. So yeah, I'm PG. What they say? PG. What does it say? It's like through and through. Yeah, whatever. Through and through. If that's how you say it, that's what I am. I'm PG. When my parents split, I was going back and forth from DC to Maryland, so I'm a DC baby a little bit too. I've been in school in DC since I was in second grade and have lived in DC since middle school. Obviously going back and forth from house to house, but half of my time would be in DC and the other half would be in PG. So I represent both, but I'm a PG baby at heart. So how have the managers played a key role in helping you prepare for the season and doing everything the players need? Managers are a big help. They're early, they're late. Whatever we need, if we need an extra shirt, extra pair of socks, or anything, they're really on it. So I appreciate all the managers. They really make our lives easy. So yeah, shout out to all the managers. Having such an influential father in the world, how have you been able to navigate such a public lifestyle from such a young age? I wouldn't say my dad is on Twitter a lot, but I wouldn't say he's super famous. So it's not like I had a public lifestyle. He says what he says on Twitter, but it doesn't really impact. A lot of people come up to me and tell me how much they appreciate my dad and how he fights for Georgetown. And the only time it really impacts me is when we're playing at Providence and the guys are standing on the sideline as we're warming up, saying all type of crazy stuff. So that's the only time it really affects me. Not affects me because that doesn't do much, but the only time that comes into play in my life. With Epi's or Royal Jacket, I'm gonna have to go with Epi's. Epi's right next to our dorm. Epi's, they chicken tenders and fries be hitting, and they breakfast, a little breakfast buffet. That joint be hitting. Royal Jacket, I'm not the biggest Royal Jacket fan. I went there one time. The breakfast sandwich I got was kind of mid, so I'm not really a Royal Jacket fan. Has your faith played a huge role in your basketball career? No, it's played a big role, especially this past year with my injury, just having a lot of ups and downs mentally. My faith was something I was able to rely on this year. I got a lot closer with God this past season, so I'm continuing to lean on Him to give me the strength to go out there and compete, while also knowing that it's kind of like therapy for me, getting in my Bible, having Bible studies, talking to my people about just anything that can help me with the scripture. So my faith plays a big role in my basketball, and it's what keeps me going for sure. We got the good chicken waffles, eggs, the bacon. Like on this spot, if you in DC or in the area, go to Highlands Cafe. I'm trying to tell y'all, I used to be a fat boy when I was young. I know good food. This joint really, yeah. Who's your all-time favorite Hoya? Definitely AI in terms of just like everybody. But Shout out to Terrell Allen. Terrell Allen, that's my boy. One of the best point guards to come in to be at Georgetown. Real sleeper. Nobody really be bringing up my man Terrell. Sometimes I see y'all on Twitter talking about Terrell, which is good because it's the recognition you deserve. But shout out my dog Terrell. What were the hardest things to do on the court with your labrum tear? One of the hardest things was definitely rebounding. It didn't affect my shooting as much because I'm left-handed, but going up to grab rebounds and rebound outside of my area definitely was one of the hardest things to do. Like fully extending. Yeah, I'll definitely say rebounding for sure. Trying to get through screens with my right shoulder, those are like the scariest thing. Like if I had to, oh my goodness. But other than those two, I mean, yeah, just anything that involves like me fully extending my arm was, I was in pain, a good amount of pain during those times. So those are the hardest things to do. How do you navigate the financial component of college ball without letting it be a distraction? That's a good question. Me, I don't deal too much with my money. I have somebody that does that. So I try to just focus on the main thing, and the main thing is basketball. So yeah, it doesn't really get in the way of anything on my end because I'm not hands-on with it. I just focus on basketball. What is your favorite memory on the basketball court? Two. One was my sophomore year of high school in the state championship. Hit a buzzer beater putback to win the state championship, so that was a real cool moment. And then I'll also say I was young. I was probably like second grade, third grade maybe. I got fouled with no time left shooting a three. It was down two, and I made all three free throws. The crowd went crazy. Everybody stormed the court. That was like my first like moment like that, so that definitely holds a spot in my heart for sure. Favorite place to travel? Martha's Vineyard is probably my favorite place to go. I look forward to going to the Vineyard every summer. July 4th, and then when I can't go in August, that's like, I've been going since I was born, so a bunch of family out there, a bunch of lifelong friends, so that's one of my favorite spots. Outside of that though, my favorite place I've been to is definitely Jamaica. Jamaica was a lot of fun, like a lot of fun. I definitely want to go back soon. Shout out the brightest Jamaican I know, Kayvon already. And I didn't know he was Jamaican. I know he don't look it. At what point you realize this college blank is real? On the court, when I first got to college, we was doing a drill. It's like one of my first practices. It was like, they was guarding the ball screen, and then the help side, when the dude rolled in the ball screen, you had to tag the roller, you had to bump the roller. So we was doing that drill, and y'all know who Drew Fielder is. Drew Fielder was setting the screen, and he was rolling, and I had to tag him. And when I tell you Drew Fielder just looked at me and just tried to almost run me over, like, that was like my welcome to college. Like, that was the first moment I was like, I gotta go get the weight room. I gotta go get strong. Off the court, I don't know, it was a pretty easy transition for me being close to home. So not having home cooked meals, having to figure out what I'm gonna eat every day on my own, and that led to some bad decisions health-wise. DoorDash and all that type of stuff. So once I got a hold of that, that's when I was like, okay, I can't keep, living that way. Hardest player you had to guard? I'd probably say Eric Dixon from Villanova last year, my freshman year. Super strong, good footwork, could shoot the three ball, got a little game to him, a little jab game to him. He nice, I ain't gonna lie. I think he's the all-time leading scorer at Villanova, which is insane, but yeah, he's definitely the hardest player I had to guard in college. Growing up in the DMV, it was fun. I mean, the DMV is full of athletes, so from basketball to football, baseball, soccer, we got some of the best athletes in the country. So being around that molded that. I kind of got molded in that competitive spirit outside of hoops. I mean, I enjoyed growing up in DMV. Like I said, I moved around a lot, from DC, Maryland, and my parents split, but growing up in the DMV was amazing. Like I wouldn't change it for anything. Favorite jewelry piece? I don't lie, I just got some grills. Those are my favorite right now. My chain is my chain. I've had it, but my grills right now is my favorite. Ever since I put them on, I can't stop smiling. Favorite Selden Pickens memory? Come on, Cha. Let's see, what's my favorite memory with Sel? That one night when it was me, you, Cha, and Selden, and we was just parlaying, like we were just doing a bunch of random stuff. Like that's what comes to my mind first. You asked some wild questions on here, so I can't even say like all the questions you asked me, but you're crazy for these questions you asked me, bro. I beat PVI, yes, and then we got spanked by them the year after, pretty bad. But yeah, we beat them once. Funniest teammate ever? I know you want me to say you, but my man Jalen Rougier. That's a funny dude. He's just so unserious, and him combined with a Caden is like, I ain't gonna lie, that's a funny little duo right there, bro. I had to say Jalen for sure. The best hooper from New Zealand, I guess it's my boy Julius. I guess Julius, like, I guess it's you, bro. Matter of fact, no, it's not you, bro. It's Steven Adams, bro. What's your favorite movie of all time? That's a good one. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I don't know. Serendipity. That's my favorite movie. Shout out Mango. Who the best team y'all played this year and player? I'd probably say, St. John's. In my opinion, St. John's is better than UConn. Well, they were a tougher matchup for us than UConn. I'd probably say St. John's. Dudes definitely scored points against us, like put up numbers, but I can't think of somebody who was just like, oh my goodness, like he's OC, like he's that. Like, I don't know. I don't know who the best player we played this year. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm blanking. But Malik Renew did give us work for Miami. He did give us work. That's the only, and his was all like in the first half too. So maybe that's why it's at the top of my head right now. But he had like 20 in the first half. It was pretty bad. But we was locking that shit second half. Does KJ and Isaiah regret leaving their Final Four teams? You're gonna have to ask them, bro. I don't know, bro. I'm not gonna say I can't speak for them, but I mean they left for a reason. So I'm sure they want to be back in the Final Four, or had a better year than what we had. But guys leave for their own reasons, so I can't say if they regret it or not. After y'all beat Nova in the tournament, did you think y'all could punch a ticket in March? I'm not gonna lie. We went into the Big East tournament knowing that like this is our only chance. So we just went out there, tried to leave it all out there. Schedule was to go and win it, beat DePaul, beat Nova, had UConn, and then would have played St. John's. Both times we played UConn was mad close. So we was like, we about to get them this time. Like, we're not losing this time. You know, we all saw how that worked out, but we definitely thought we could have made March Madness for sure. We know we ain't had the year that represented the team well, but we knew we had a good enough team to beat anybody in the conference, so that was kind of our mindset going into it. All right, and the last question, if you could do anything different in the past 5 years, would you, and what would it be? If I were to do anything different in the past 5 years, probably just leaning more on my faith and getting closer to God at a younger age. I always like, I know stuff is just falling in the drinks. I always like was, going to church as a youngin'. My mom would have me in the church. I had, a lot of people who were on fire for God in my family. But I didn't necessarily really like start to lock in on it until this past year. So I would definitely say getting closer and knowing what that did for me this year. If I would have did that 5 years ago, I'm sure it would have been a lot easier to, go through life. It's easier to go through life without, God on your side than without him. So I'd say definitely locking in on my faith would be something different I would have did. I appreciate y'all for asking questions. We're about to try to, figure out what we can do for this next video. We had an idea for y'all, but I'm injured now, so we're gonna have to figure out, what's next. Columbus gonna do something on the court. I'm excited to get back into the YouTube field. I low-key miss, doing this type of stuff because I like to watch my own videos, so it's fun. But I know y'all saw that just fall into my food. Good thing I'm done. But catch y'all on the next one. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, turn on post noties, all that. Let us know in the comments what y'all want to see next.